All right, hi everyone. My name is Dina Aglioloro, and my PowerPoints are going to be on evidence-based argumentative writing for the 8th grade. We are starting the video on lesson 1, making character inferences. So the connection to this lesson with the overall topic is that this is a module about taking a stand, and the main novel is To Kill a Mockingbird. So after reading a few informational texts and kind of getting your students used to the idea of what taking a stand actually is and what it looks like, we introduce the novel To Kill a Mockingbird. In this lesson, they will be making character inferences about and analyzing how words and actions reveal a person's character. So the main activity for the students that lesson will be an activity called 3 threes in a row, which I actually really enjoy a lot. And students will be able to also continue to add to an Atticus anchor chart that they've already begun. So 3 threes in a row works best when each group takes on one row. So it's very similar to a jigsaw activity. For part 1, your group answers just the 3 questions in your row. This takes approximately about 10 to 15 minutes depending on the group to read through all 3 questions, jot down your notes, discuss things, enhance your answers, and be ready for part 2. After this, there's a lot of movement going on in the room, so I suggest you make sure you practice once before letting them do them on their own, or there'll be a lot of confusion. But what you're going to do is you will walk around the room to talk with students from other groups, and you bring your notes and text with you. You ask each person to explain one and only one answer. So you're not going to be talking to the people that are in your group because you all have the same answer. Right now, you're relying on the other students in the room to basically teach you the answers to the other questions in the other 2 rows. You repeat, moving on to another students once you have one answer, and so on and so forth. So really, you should be going to 6 different students to get 6 different answers so that your sheet is completely filled out before returning to your seat. This is what the document would look like. As you can see, in each column, we have different kinds of questions. In the first column, who can take a stand in chapter 11? Why does Atticus refer to Mrs. Dubois as the bravest person I ever knew? In the second column, you have more text-specific questions where they're analyzing texts. And then in the third column, you kind of have a variety of everything. So I would divide this sheet up amongst groups with different reading levels, different comprehension levels, and allow them to kind of use it to build upon their own skills and gain that confidence that they need to share it with their peers. So the teaching points for this is really helping them build the character analysis of Atticus. So we use Canvas in our classroom, so their Atticus anchor chart is already on their Google Drive. Once this activity is done, they have the opportunity to go back to their anchor chart and start filling in additional information. What you really want them doing is searching for evidence of what Atticus says and does, plus what others say about him, and are interpreting that evidence. You and your partner will review chapters 11 and 13 to locate more evidence that helps you understand Atticus's character, using that 3 in a row activity to help them as well. So right now, if you want to give it a try and pause this video, you can take an attempt here. I've also attached an online version of the novel in case you want to do the activity and see what information that they might actually have. So go ahead and pause your video, and we'll continue in a few minutes. All right, this is the teacher reference, so if you did give that a try, you have the answers right here at the bottom underneath the questions, so you can see if your answers matched up. The link to this lesson is making sure students can draw their own conclusions to text-based evidence. The biggest challenge I feel like I've had with my students is this idea of drawing their own conclusions or making inferences. They really rely very heavily on being able to just find the facts and get the information that way, instead of taking those facts and figuring out where that leads in the next step. So make sure that students can continue identifying character traits of Atticus to determine if his personality stays the same throughout the novel as well.